Welcome to the announcer's booth at Arapahoe Park. I'm Jonathan Horowitz. Opening weekend of the 2016 season at Arapahoe Park, and I think the view that I have up in the announcer's booth, it's one of the best views of the racetrack. High up on the finish line, able to follow all the action on the 1 mile track with binoculars. And when the dust settles, it's Gino's Bambino who now grabs the lead. Moonstruck Cowboy trying to go with him. It's down to these two. Moonstruck Cowboy and Tracy Hebert, the inside of Gino's Bambino, and Moonstruck Cowboy gets the nod over Gino's Bambino. And I invite fans at Arapahoe Park to see some of the behind the scenes and come up to the announcer's booth. Horses are in the paddock for race number 6, where a field of 9 will go 5 1/2 furlongs in a claiming contest. But in addition to the view where you're high up and can follow all the action, you can also go down to the rail and see the horses up close, really feel the power and hear the hoof beats as they go on by, and really display why the horse is one of the most majestic creatures on the earth and why horse racing is so magnetic, especially during this Triple Crown run. In addition to following the horses down close by the finish line, you can go to the paddock before the races and see the horses warming up, see the instructions that the trainers and the jockeys go over. It's sort of the equivalent of the locker room, and horse racing really gives you the opportunity to be interactive, not just tied to a seat, but able to go around and really make the track your own. And when you place a bet on the horses, your money actually gets displayed on the tote board in the infield, and basically that's the fans affecting what's on the scoreboard. And in very few sports do you see the fans playing such an integral role in the sport. So I invite you to come out to Arapahoe Park this summer and make the racetrack your own, take it all in, see some of the behind the scenes, and really experience why horse racing is such an engaging sport. Let's show you some of the highlights from the opening weekend at Arapahoe Park. We're just getting started, racing taking place until August 14th on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, with first post time at 1:00 p.m. each day. And also the holiday Mondays, there'll be special racing for Memorial Day and the 4th of July. Let's get to the action that kicked off the 2016 season at Arapahoe Park. The first of Arapahoe Park's 36 stakes races, worth a total of $1.5 million, took place on Sunday, May 22nd. The Inaugural Stakes featured a full field of 12 3-year-old thoroughbreds going 6 furlongs, 3/4 of a mile, for a purse of $35,000. Here's how I introduced the field and called the action. Number 1 is Bourbon Street Boy. First and second in 6 races in a row at Turf Paradise in Arizona, owned and trained by Jackie Guerra, with Vince Guerra in the saddle. Number 2 is Miner's Notion, a maiden who was third in the Baxter at Bonner Park in Nebraska, owned by Ed Kidney and Evelyn Rafosco. Stetson Rushton trains. Alfredo Triana Jr. is the jockey. Number 3, the winner of the Silver Cup and CTBA Futurities at Arapahoe Park last year, R-Dub, representing owner Nye Brookover, trainer Butch Gleason, and jockey Dennis Collins. Number 4 from Arizona is Waste It Wisely, owned by Michael and Aquino. The trainer is Jonathan Nance, and the jockey is Tracy Hebert. From Nebraska, number 5, Western Destiny, owned by David Lebsock. One of 3 in the race, trained by Stetson Rushton, and the rider is Kelsey Purcell. Number 6 is Goodnight Spooner, carrying the colors of owner Annette Bishop. The trainer is Butch Gleason, and the jockey Mike Ziegler. A winner of 2 in a row at Turf Paradise, number 7, Noble Artist, owned by Sandra Coots, conditioned by Kim Oliver. The pilot is David Cardoso. Number 8 is the maiden Early Sunset, owned by Charlie Vanderlinden, trained by Stetson Rushton and ridden by Jeff Smith. Number 9 from Arizona, Kansas Cowboy, owned by Bill Van Landingham, trained by Tyrone Gleason and ridden by Nathan Harr. Number 10 is I'm a Big Deal, runner-up in last year's Idaho Cup Juvenile, for owner Mark Buckley and trainer Drew Hall, the rider Mark Luark. Number 11, Colorful Colorado, in the red, white, and blue of owner Hecky Heckendorf, the trainers Riley Parsons, and the new jockey Carl Williams. And number 12, Cowboy Cool, in the money in 2 stakes races in New Mexico, owned by Darwin Green in partnership with trainer Greg Green and the riders Russell Vishrilli. Final 2 to load are Goodnight Spooner and Cowboy Cool, the even money favorite. Cowboy Cool, a top 3 finisher in 2 stakes races in New Mexico last year and this year, and ran against Preakness runner Collected in the Sunland Festival of Racing Stakes earlier this year. Dozen 3-year-olds in line. Gates open, the inaugural stakes is underway. Cowboy Cool, with a good beginning, now takes back and allows Noble Artist to charge to the early lead from Goodnight Spooner and Western Destiny to his inside, making a line of 3. It's Goodnight Spooner who puts the nose in front as they sort themselves out. From Western Destiny vying for the lead to his inside, and then comes Noble Artist in the orange cap. They're charging for the lead. I'm a Big Deal going forward on the outside of Kansas Cowboy. Widest of all is Cowboy Cool, and then in behind them, Bourbon Street Boy. And the first half of the field, you can throw a blanket over them with R-Dub in the 2nd division, followed by Colorful Colorado, and then comes Miner's Notion. Early Sunset back towards the rear with Waste It Wisely as they fan out into the home stretch, passing the quarter pole, and Cowboy Cool and Russell Vishrilli sweep to the lead in the lime green cap in the inaugural stakes. From Noble Artist in 2nd, and then I'm a Big Deal in 3rd place. Bourbon Street Boy trying to close down the outside, but Cowboy Cool has taken over the race, and Cowboy Cool is kicking clear. Cowboy Cool takes the inaugural at his leisure, winning under a hand ride from Russell Vishrilli, defeating Noble Artist, and then a photo for 3rd place with R-Dub trying to run on in company with I'm a Big Deal. The time for 6 furlongs, 1 minute 11.73 seconds.